All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Space Brothers, episode 66.
Muta, you're leaving on a jet plane.
And you'll be back again soon.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, because this one is souped up to go 50% faster than the other ones. I think those other ones are already plenty fast, so... Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of trust in this Danielle guy.
Who definitely is going out in a blaze of glory at some point.
And is not a young man anymore.
No.
But he did say that, nobody likes him as much as a teacher, but he will help you learn faster. So
Oh, yeah. I imagine so.
I imagine so. And this
Risk
feels
reward.
very... Right, yes. But this feels also very, correlating to what Nico was as a character as well,
Possibly.
So, or Pico.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just generally a good thing.
Yeah, a little bit of a pattern there. Hey,
Yeah.
the most competent people aren't necessarily going to be the most liked people.
True.
And in fact, it would make sense that they're not, because that's not what makes them good at what they do.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
死についてこられるなら他のやつの 1.5 倍早く仕上げてやるぞ。
Imagine they're all experiencing like 6 to 9 Gs, and he's like, let's just have 9 to 10.
This one goes up to 11.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, Muta, you're gonna black out here. No, I won't. Yes, you will. No, I won't. Yes,
Everybody says that.
I don't even remember what the numbers correlate to, but I know there was a point where I took a little test thing that put me up into the Gs that make you start to have your vision shrink. And that was fun. It was an interesting experience.
Fun.
I was like, oh.
We're still on the ground.
Dang, what a view.
And it just keeps going faster.
そいつを着てなきゃ頭の血が足にいっちまうって。ブラックアウトになるって。
Yeah, I knew that one.
もんなのこれって。
Oh.
何やってんのヤンジ。さあ、行くぞ。
Whoa.
Okay.
Maybe a little ritual that he does before flying, but
Or
was he facing something in
スーツなんて
particular?
着てな
I
い。
was thinking that, yeah.
必要ないからな。
Gotcha. They're not going that fast.
飛行士は数えるほどしかいねえぞ。ちなみに日々とも来てる。どうする？脱ぐか？まさか。
Yep, signing off.
飛行機の状態は常に整備士がパーフェクトに仕上げてくれてる。
For
だが
sure.
それでも飛行前の最終チェックは
Yes, good.
あれ。いや何のための杖だよ。
Just wraps his knuckles on it.
ムッタも機体チェックしろ。
Nice. Cool.
パイロットの恥注文だ。今のは心のノートにメモっとけ。
Oh, notebook in your heart versus notebook in your head. Cool.
思った。
The why versus the how notebook, sure. Bright and clear day.
All right. Yeah. That nervous heartbeat.
You're gonna feel it.
今日から俺もソランチュの仲間入りに。いや。
Don't quote Star Wars here.
あ、しまった。こんなことなら飛ぶ前にアマンティ。
No.
ちょっと待ってショータイムだ
Ah!
Today is a good day to die.
The vibrations you'd be feeling. Be unreal. That thing got up to speed quick. Wow! Bro hit him with like a quadruple barrel roll
Yeah.
right out the gate and then climbed almost straight up.
Holy shit. Well, there's Daniil again.
Yeah, you can tell because of the way he flies, probably.
デニールだな。
Yeah.
本当だ。いらないのにスモークまで
Oh my gosh.
おしゃないな。あのスピード。
6.5G は言ってるね。
Whoa.
Yeah, and all the spinning.
Amazing.
Wow.
What a troll.
Uh-huh.
You just aged me a whole year.
Yeah.
左悪魔と火を始めやがって。まだ目がぐ
Oh.
ちなみに日々とは
Oh.
ヤンジー、もう一回。
開いた後に嬉しそうな顔しながらもう一回乗せろと言ってきたぞ。心のノートにメモっとけ。
Ah.
おお、大丈夫か、そんなフラフラで。It's a piece of cake.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, that's the perfect response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
飛行機の訓練はどうです
Oh.
と楽しんでることでしょう
Well, when I'm conscious, it's great.
正直真っ暗です。
Oh.
このままシーズン前に2人で海水浴を始める気か。うーわ、やっべえ。気を取られて姿勢と高度に目がいってなかった。景色はどうせ見えねえんだ。ケーキにだけ注目しろよ。
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
飛行機が並んで飛んでるだろう。ああ、他のはスキャン訓練機だ。間をぶち抜いていけ。は
What?
あ、マジかよ。そういうのは見えてる時にやらない。わかるぜ、ムッタ。こういう状況でケーキより自分の勘に頼ろうとするやつは逆に危険だ。
Sure.
Oh my god.
ってよってのはな、飛行中に平行感覚を失ってパニクることだ。
Right, right.
特に濃い霧の中とか雲の中とかな。
Oh,
あ
guys,
そこに
that.
陥りやすいポイントだ。
Because you can't see, maybe?
体の姿勢や上下がわからなくなりやすいんだ。メモっと
Oh.
けよ、頭のノートだ。
Oh.
あ、なんだよ、ムッタ。おじけづいたか。
Yeah, panic's gonna happen.
あれでもし事故ってたらどうする気だったんだ、ヤンジめ。ナイスフライトだ、マックス。もうちょいマシンを信頼してやれ。
Sure.
普段乗ってるエレベーターなんかと同じぐらいな。
He's like, but sir, I don't trust elevators.
Yeah. I just press a button on an elevator. I could tell it to do the wrong thing.
気持ちいいでしょうね
Well,
手紙が届いた。電子メールなら一瞬だというのに手書きの手紙をよこしてきた。
yeah, who knows how long she'll be able to send those. She wants to while she can.
Right.
なんでさ、歩けるのに杖ついたり車椅子に乗ったりしてんの？
あ
Makes life easier. Yeah.
だが遺伝ってやつをどれくらい信じてる？
What?
遺伝？
I hope so.
やんぼやんぼ
いや、できる限り遺伝。
の親父も祖父もな、ホットドッグが大好物だった。
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
That's hilarious.
何より飛行機やロケットが大好きなところまで同じと来てる。
Okay.
こりゃもう滑走路のごとく一直線な遺伝だ。
But that's so cool.
晩年に足を悪くしてな。だからわしもそのうち悪くなるんだろうなと思ってるわけだ。
So I'm just getting ready.
あのうちにバッチリ訓練しとこうという作戦だ。楽しいもんだぜ。
Yeah, that's what the letter was. Yeah. Yeah.
でっか
Yeah, how's it going?
入れねえと埋まっちまうからな。
All right. Muta
Way
is
to go.
starting to lead things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Cool.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I thought it was Muta in front.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Yeah.
違うぞムタ今んとこギュイーンじゃねえギュイーンだ
Okay.
訓練頑張ってねムッタ。
Shut up, old man.
私も今
Yeah.
エリカさんから聞いて希望が膨らんでいるところです。これからちょくちょく日々とムッタに手紙
Okay.
私の文字が上達していく様をどうぞ見届けてください。
That would be great.
これを書くのに何時間かかったんだろう。
Yeah. That's probably really hard.
他にはもうぶつかってたかわいそうなことをしたわしだって当然避けられるもんなら避けてるぜだがそれを言ってどうなる
Wow.
生きるだけだコントロールできる限り自由に飛び回るだけだ
Perfect. Oh.
Okay. Good job, Muta.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah, there's only so much we can prepare for. And life is not about being prepared for everything,
Right.
but about taking little steps in the midst of change, struggle, or what have you.
The idea that you could do all this prep, be like, all right, I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to learn to fly these jets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yet the first experience with it, you can't enjoy, wow, I'm doing this, because you're like,
Right.
holy shit, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And so in a lot of ways, he forced him to face that fear faster
right.
by putting him into the worst of it.
And then after that, it's the, oh, I survived that? Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Really, really sweet, calm episode. Had a lot of comedy in it.
Yes.
Just given the situation of Daniel, or Daniel, or however
Yeah.
you say his name.
Right.
Just being this absolute character, but bringing up something of the notebook in your head versus the notebook in your heart.
Right.
And really like driving home to Muta that there's going to be some things that you're going to need to retain, but some of them need to be retained within the context of your emotions, and others need to be retained from the context of like
Just
your
something
survival.
to log away. Yeah.
Well, right, like the difference between like something having meaning versus something having like purpose, I guess.
Or, oh, sure. Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
There's something about this episode in which they touched upon kind of two things, but only like dipped their toes in each of them.
Right. It was very much the I'm the person with experience and I'm teaching you, but I'm not trying to just get you to download information.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
wanting you to cram for a test or whatever. This is something that you have to feel and understand for yourself.
Right.
And so the very first thing I'll do is I'll throw you in the deep end and I'll make it so that you feel and experience it, right?
Right. You will have an objective reality clap you upside the head, and
Exactly.
you will feel it. Like
This lesson that you get from this will be learned no matter what you do, really.
or what you
Right?
want.
Yeah, or what you want, right? Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, similarly with when Muta's in control and it's the, okay, do you want to fly through the planes or not, right? Either way, you're learning, right?
Yeah.
And so it's for as crazy as Daniil's pace is with everything and like,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to go crazy fast and all that.
Right.
He is very patient with Muta.
He's
and
very
I like
patient,
that as just a way to show who he is as a person and that kind of two sides of the same coin, right?
There's wisdom because he's
Yeah.
counterbalancing the idea that he's like, hey, you only have this one life. You live, you die. That's
Yep.
it. You can't prepare for the inevitable
Yep.
other than just being like, yeah, I'm just going to live free, fly free, do this part now.
Right. You can definitely try, always do your, final check of the plane and all that stuff. But sometimes you're flying just regular and, oh, hey, there's a bird. Right.
And a bird does that kind of damage to a plane.
Which is crazy to think about. Like
It makes sense.
It makes sense because if you're flying at ridiculous speeds, then that's effectively, I don't
bullet,
know, 5 ounce, bullet, right?
Yeah,
Coming at you, right? Like that's okay, makes sense. But whoa.
Yeah, whoa, this got really existential really quickly. And I kind of like this because I feel like they're setting up something with Daniil being someone who has already had his fears of death kind of overcome. And part of the astronaut journey of this story that we've been focusing on comes into context with characters who have either died or also had brushes with death.
Yeah.
Hibito being one of them, but also the way that he was effectively saved by a late astronaut who had also passed away. And so I like the idea that Muta is not being forced to accelerate because his plane is going faster necessarily, but it's because the plane going faster puts him into a fight or flight situation faster than the others in a way that makes him actually have to grapple with his own fears of, Muta, you could die here. How do you feel about that? Are you able to act and are you able to do things? We'll call it vertigo for now. But what it actually is death. Like,
holy shit, I'm a squishy meat sack.
Yeah, and so Muta, when he sees something that he's like, I could die, but maybe also, I could kill somebody else. Boop, pulls back.
Yep.
And he's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so I like the idea that this is the first episode in exploring that, because we were definitely going to revisit that.
Yes.
But all this in the context of what's going on with Sharon, of someone who is inevitably going to die.
Yes.
There is nothing you can do about that. The only thing you have is basically just to train your heart and mind to be ready for when it comes.
Right.
And I don't know. I really like that. I really feel that in a lot of ways, all of life is basically training to let go of things. Training to basically be ready for when you're like, and now I put this aside. Because in life, death is not a thing of where you're like, now I let go and move on to something else or what have you. It's you're done, it's over.
Right. Even though this has is a religious context thing, but it's the serenity prayer, right?
Right.
God grant me the serenity to, accept the things about myself that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can or whatever, and the wisdom to know the difference, right?
Right.
And that's kind of what Daniil is representing here, right? And it makes sense that Muta would, be thinking about that because he hasn't had to up until now, right? It's maybe the little bits of all right, do I want to become an astronaut? Do I want to dream and believe that I can actually be more than where I am right now? And all of that stuff. But then it's just I nose to the grindstone, do. And then it's someone very close to me is dying. Everything, the meticulous structure and everything that I've developed both for myself and, for me to integrate with the world and all that stuff is now getting thrown into disarray. What do I do?
Yeah, I like that this is something where they're probably not going to directly call this back. But if you remember way back when they were talking about, hey, do you want to do this to be an astronaut? They showed them the crash footage of the astronauts basically having everything just go wrong and they all died.
Right.
And it's are you willing to do that? And some people were like, no.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Actually,
thank you. That put things in perspective.
Yep. I just flashed through my mind's eye of a number of reasons as to why I would not want that to. Nope.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this guy basically being like, Muta, we have gear for this. We have machines for this. These things are all going to keep you alive and keep you healthy and whole.
Yep.
There's still the factor where you can have the best machinery, the best tech, the best preparing, the best training and all that, and it can still go wrong.
Right.
So, at some point, you have to make your peace about just then actually trusting in these things, in your training, in the notebooks that you've prepared in your heart and your mind. If you can maybe know the difference between when to pull from those two, then that's going to help you.
Right, but your instincts, the fear that you have of but something could go wrong, I don't know if I can trust this machinery. Sure, that is a total possibility.
Yep.
But I can guarantee you the machinery will do better than you. to a magnitude that you cannot even comprehend.
Cannot even fathom.
Right. So, one way or the other, you gotta let go, right? If you're gonna be here. So, how are you gonna do that? How do you feel about that? And that's, in a lot of ways, that's what the training really is.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's the technical things of knowing how to operate the dials and the switches and keep your eyes on the instruments and know what it means and, interpret it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that theoretically is something that you could learn from like a manual or whatever.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
But this, this is 6.5 Gs. This is what that feels like. We are spinning through space right now.
Yeah, my body is getting assaulted by sensory inputs that tell me that I could die at any moment.
Right.
And
How do you handle that?
How do you handle that?
That's the real training.
I like how the way in which this is almost even more foreshadowed with what was going on with the bold stuff, and that it's the military people are where it's at, because they're the ones that had already resolved all the fear of death issues long ago.
Right.
So they come into this and they're like, yep, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Cool, good.
Yeah.
Ready, head empty, ready to take orders, I mean, I jest, but it's the, no, head empty doesn't mean dumb, but meaning like, there's no fear. Fear is the mind killer. It's It's been eradicated. It still has its place. It gets me to move faster. It gets me to it gets me humming, It gets my body like, oh, okay, vibrating intensity.
Yep.
But it's not the thing that makes me paralyzed and makes me go, oh, shit, I can't do anything. I freeze up.
Which also, I gotta say, one of the most like quietly badass things that Daniil did this episode in my mind is not any of the crazy flying stunts and all that.
Yeah.
But it's sitting in this, in this plane while a newbie is driving it, is flying it, not being able to see the outside. And he's like, we're getting real close to the water. You wanting to go for a swim?
Did you bring your swim trunks?
Did you bring your swim trunks? Because, damn, not even bringing up the idea of, by the way, if we touch the water at this speeds, it will be like concrete. Like
we will get sheared into nothingness.
Like you're taking us pretty close to, like, if this is how I go out, All
right, cool.
Yeah, like I imagine he probably had some way that he could, like, in an emergency, be like, or take control back of the jet and be like, nope, I'm flying, and like take them back up or something
absolutely,
like that.
He could have, yes. But it's the thing of where he then also said it in a way that I respect, not just because it's badass, but he said it in a calm way to make sure he wouldn't panic. And
exactly. Yeah.
And even then, Muta did kind of panic a little bit. It was
sure.
You know, and still he pulled it up safely. But that was a really badass moment.
Like that, I can just think about the ways in which, adults in my life panicked when, they were trying to teach me to drive, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
great example.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily helpful, but understandable. But then to take that to the next degree, where it's no, you're in a fighter jet. You are screaming along.
Right.
Oh yeah. That is not a airbags could deploy and it could be a rough day. It's this could be a last day. Like real quick.
Yep.
But all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have you learn.
Yeah.
Wild.
I love Daniil the more we get of him.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of him training for the times when he knows, because of his genealogy, that he's most likely to lose the use of his legs at some point later in his life. I don't know how much later you've got in your life, though, Daniil. Like, you're doing great if this is where you're at right now.
Like, you look plenty old already, and unless this is some serious, it's the year, or it's the miles, and you're actually like 60, but you've just put yourself under so much extreme situations.
He could be 60.
Yeah,
he could be 60. I've seen some really white-haired,
like old looking 60-year-olds.
Yeah. And I do believe, like, you can be pretty old and still have your pilot's license and everything.
Oh, sure.
Because the tech is really where it's at. Like, you are very much being carried by the plane itself being amazing. Now, to be fair, this is not a T-38,
right?
Astronaut training fighter jet equivalent.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, Boeing big ass planes, not like
sure.
that. So I don't know where Daniil is actually like, no, he's probably in like the top percentile of like
not just of people, but of the
pilots.
Employed pilots.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. It's if he's anywhere close to above 55, for instance, and he's flying one of these, the idea that he would not be like the favorite trainer of everyone is insane. Like,
yeah.
I would love
Bullshit show.
I would love actually someone in the comments to like bring this up of like if there's some kind of like comparative real life badass like Daniil.
Oh, sure.
Where it's no, he's based off of a real person, or no, the equivalent real person was like 5, 6, 7 years younger, and it's Nah. Like,
or
they would have forced him to retire at this point.
Or maybe the real version of this or whatever, or the version that we don't see because, we get Muta's perspective, is the other people up there that are like, no, seriously, fuck you, get me down there, I'm going to die. Like, nope, here we go. No, I'm not choking anymore. Like,
yeah. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Do it 7 more times. Woo! Oh man,
That's how I could see him maybe being the like lowest ranked person, because he's just like the things that he's doing are actually insane.
Right. That's the anime part that's not realistic. No one would ever do that.
And maybe the only reason that like maybe Hibito didn't actually ask to go up again. He's just like, I'll bet this will get him in there.
Yeah, the brother competitive side of things. I'll just say, he smiled and was like, Muay Kai. And actually what happened was, Hibito was like, fuck you, man, that sucked. I never want to fly again for the rest of my life. I'm done being an astronaut. And it's
right.
He just cried, and it's like, oh, baby. And then it's like,
and then the next day he's like, okay, let's go again.
Yeah. I do really... respect Daniil though, with the way that he is being very, I would say, very kind to Muta and very patient. But I really do love this Notebook of the Head and Notebook of the Heart. I'm not sure entirely where his perspective is on this, because it could be just the difference between something being objective and subjective. It could be the difference between this being something like you're saying that you need to put your own perspective on this versus there is no perspective to be had. This is immutable law. That could also be it, but I feel like there's something more to it, in that there's maybe like memory, like tied to the stuff of the heart, and with stuff of the head, it's memorize.
Exactly.
You just need to make sure that this is like herd chef.
Notebook of the Head. You need to know this. Notebook of the Heart. You need to know this in the biblical sense.
You need to intimately make yourself
aware and familiar with this.
Yeah. That could be it too. I like that. But yeah, he had his nice quiet salute, and then his wrapping of the cane on the floor.
Yep.
Like,
I feel like that's I expected it to pan over and it's like show someone's picture that had passed, but I'm guessing it's probably just like, oh, that specific locker, that was a friend of mine.
Or it's a visualization thing and he's seeing something in his mind's eye in that moment that isn't there.
Yeah, that could work too.
I will just say the character is so well realized and so compelling that I want to make a D&D character based off of Daniil. Like, I really love the idea of a TTRPG character based off of this guy. He's so quirky and unique and special.
Yes.
All the way down to him, like, barely even, like, enjoying the candy that he has before he's spitting it out. And
right. Yep.
He's such a weirdo goofball.
Although, I don't know, the blowing the bubble gum into the mustache... That might be too much for me.
That might be too much? There you go. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.